Welcome everybody to episode 247 of the effing title. And I'm Big Husky.
Hey, I'm Tyler.
He's Tyler. And we are officially back again.
Back.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Last week, you were
pretty sick. I don't know if you can still see my eyes. But
now I just feel like I need to move closer because, let me look deep into your eyes. As last week, I just talked about college football.
Okay, perfect, because I would have had zero to contribute.
Well, so we were going to do this. though. That's the thing. We were going to do this. We were going to do today's episode.
Yeah.
And then you said about it. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'll do a tier list. I was like, I haven't done a tier list in a while, right? Boom. Easy. Set it up. Let's go. And then I was looking on the site, and every tier list I wanted to do, I was just like, this is kind of lame. And then, as the day went on, I was like, I'm going to play some college football. And I was like, it's been a week. Let me just do college football. So,
how are you feeling about it? Because I am still teasing buying it.
So this is the first thing is that because now it's been another week, so there's more evidence out there.
Yeah.
Everybody that's complaining about it or upset about it, I'm going to say, just kind of suck.
Okay.
It's like there's a lot of people that are like the honeymoon phase is over. This game isn't as good as we thought it was going to be, or that we had said it was, or blah blah blah.
It's
blah,
still better than Madden.
And,
I don't think right.
It's still better than Madden, hands down.
Yeah.
Oh, and also this is the other thing is that, and this is one of the little conspiracy theories I'm going to have now is that Madden is starting to make their push for the game coming out, their game, like Madden coming out. We got a recent trailer showing kind of some of the new things, which are all like, look at me jump and grab the ball with one hand. Oh, by the way, don't look at the offensive line because they're still not blocking correctly. But I watched the receiver grab someone with one hand. Like, that sort of shit. So, there's that.
How are the mechanics? How are they? Are they nailing it? Line?
It's...
I've seen a lot of, I don't know what it's called, but when you're just playing as one player.
Mm-hmm. Road to Glory. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that stuff when it's really focusing on just the one player. That stuff's really cool.
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing is that, and this is the thing that I think is the big aspect that people don't like, is that, in my opinion, and like I said, yet again, my opinion, so if you don't agree with it, you can just fuck off. College football is more of a solo player experience than a team experience. Or a multi-person experience, so that makes sense. With Madden, Madden, I feel like they don't care about franchising Madden. As much as they're going to try and improve it and do stuff, over the last however many fucking years, they've just stopped caring about it because it doesn't make them money. What makes them money is mutton and online tournaments. With college football, the thing that made college football is the way the dynasty works. With recruiting, playing teams, going to different jobs, doing all that stuff, and then Road to Glory.
Who makes it?
They're both EA.
Oh, they're both EA.
Yep, just two. So they're both EA, but two different teams.
Okay, because it doesn't look anything like Madden.
No, it's fast. It's faster paced than Madden. The mechanics are a little bit different than Madden. You can tell, there are certain things that, when you're playing it, and there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's just like Madden. It's like, the base of it, there's a lot of base.
Football.
Yeah, there's a lot of the base that's fucking Madden, But overall, though, it does feel different, though. And it's one of those things.
The acceleration looks different, because, you could stutter step and then start sprinting. Madden always just feels like there's one speed.
Yes.
And
that's
going.
That's one of the other things, though, that people don't realize is that there's a minimum player threshold setting that's always a 50% when you turn the game on. So if you turn that bitch to 100%, everybody runs at the same speed. D tackles run at the same speed as fucking wide receivers. If you turn that bitch down to 0, the speed actually matters. A 99 will outrun a 90 because the speed is all the way down to 0.
Which is how it should be.
It is. So that's the first thing I always do is turn that bitch all the way down. But it's one of those things where with college, it's the cool thing with it being college, and this is the thing people are upset about, is one, kicking is fucking difficult, bro. But college kickers aren't good. So It makes sense.
Well, they're not pros.
Exactly. When you have a good kicker, you fucking know you have a good kicker. But when you're playing it's like Hawaii, and there's a little bit of stadium noise, the next thing you know, you're taking the child's head off in the third row over here, right?
Correct me if I'm mistaken. And so it's another aspect of passing doesn't really get great until you get to the NFL because you have those guys that like transcend to the next level. Whereas like not every quarterback in college can pass like
Oh yeah,
a pro.
There's times where, because me and Rob just started a co-op dynasty
Yeah.
where we're playing as like I'm playing as TCU and he's playing as Texas Tech. So even though TCU isn't one of the top teams, they're still better than Hawaii, where I just started with in my first dynasty, right? But like, I get hit with that quarterback, and he still rips that fucking thing down the middle of the field. If my Hawaii quarterback gets hit, that ball is like fluttering out, going 10 yards like this, and it's getting intercepted most likely. So like, there is a drastic difference, and like that's another big one is that like, it's the mechanics of the O-line. But it's realistic. That's the thing. Is like Hawaii offensive line versus Georgia or against Clemson, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm currently writing down.
Every day.
Yeah, I'm currently writing down timestamps for a YouTube short that I'm making here.
Okay.
But like that's against Clemson, and it's like in that game, their D line just absolutely just destroys my Hawaii O line. Like, I was having to get the ball out so much faster, and like I couldn't, like a 10-yard out, I could not hit because I was getting pressured by the time that he was cutting. Not enough time. But it's realistic though. That's how it fucking is. So it's one of those things where like you're seeing a lot of people complain about that, and now the new thing is seeing people glitching the game
with their huge players.
So if you do a kickoff and you put it to this angle and you do just this much, it will land directly in front of the player, and they physically cannot move them to go get the ball. The ball will then hit, turn, and stop moving. This player physically cannot turn and get to it before your guy can come down and grab it.
And it's like right in front of the end zone.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering. I was like, how do you not get that?
So that's one, and then another one is I don't know what playbook it is or what it is, but basically, you run a screen, but you throw it behind the line of scrimmage, so when your guy catches it, you then press another button, so then you bring up the passing icons again, so then that running back can now throw the ball downfield. But the computer, as soon as they see it's a screen and you throw the screen, the computer's AI will turn and run downhill. So they run downhill, and there's one of your guys just...
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, it's like, how fucking sad do you have to be in an offline game mode, or even if it is online and you're playing against someone, how fucking sad do you have to fucking be doing that sort of shit? It's one of the things that I complained about in the video last weekend, was I was just like, it's the same thing watching people play defense. Every single clip I've seen of people playing online when they run defense, it's the exact same defense. They line up exact same way, and all it is I'm bringing 6 and you only have 5 to protect.
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah.
Go in the mud bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just it's one of those things. Like, so in your world, because I know you're not going to be playing against other people or online or any of that shit. You're like the game. You're like it. It's fun. It's difficult. When you do the Road to Glory, you get to choose. You can be a 79 to start, or you can be a 60.
Does it has co-op, right? Like on the same console, imagine.
Yes. So I do believe it's cross-console as well, because it's only available on console.
So yeah, so like if you want to play in the same room with someone, you could play. That's still a thing.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're playing it on your TV, you can give someone else a controller, and you can both be playing at the same time. Yes.
Yeah. Still couch co-op.
Yep.
Couch multiplayer. Okay. Because that's like, I guess, the deciding factor. Because I know like my friends and I, when we get together, we'll want to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that. Because all it is it's just everything stays the same, because it's just top bottom. It's
like, I wasn't. You know how games are nowadays. They're always removing stuff.
Yeah, no, you should be able to do that. But so for me, college football is still. I'm not. Let's put it like this. I just finished my Hawaii season, which I've only done on stream. I just started the new co-op one with Rob. Rob has done either 5 or 7 seasons with UMass, and now is starting our one.
Yeah.
Neither one of us are tired of the game.
Okay. He's many seasons in.
Oh yeah, he did OC. I did head coach. So if you do just an OC in Dynasty,
it's just half the game.
Yeah, you play half the fucking game. So you play games and it takes like 10, 15, 20 minutes. You do a head coach, you got to do fucking everything, you know. So, but so I've been enjoying the shit out of it. So
that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might end up picking it up.
I
Just
would, yeah, I would say, if anything, I would just say wait and see what happens and see if it drops a little bit in price or anything, unless you really
I
want
don't
it right
think it
now.
will.
Or
I don't think it. Yeah.
it will, but it'll probably be, actually, you know what? It would be around college playoffs. That's
So
when they'll drop the price.
I'll get it before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the
Yeah.
playoffs when they do the bowl games. So like November-ish is probably when they drop the prices, or they start to. Because it will be one of those things they do it with Madden every year. Right around the Super Bowl, they drop the prices of Madden so they can get everyone playing it right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want to wait till November. I think, especially so we're doing we're going on a bachelor party next month, and like we're all gonna want to play it.
Oh yeah, I would say bring it definitely for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yes. Yeah, like I said, I've been enjoying it, and I have till what was it? I think it said November, like the third week of November. I have YouTube Shorts done for
There you go.
with one dynasty. That's it. 2 weeks worth of me playing it on stream, and I got fucking 4 months worth of content. So, but
That's not why we're
that's
here.
college football. That's not why we're here. We're here to talk about space stuff and things.
Space Marines, not Warhammer Space Marines.
Not that Space Marines, which we will talk about at some point because it's going to be coming out here soon. But we're going to be talking about the franchise. This is one of the first of us talking about just a whole franchise, I feel like. I don't think we've talked about a franchise before.
Yeah, we have talked about Halo a bunch, but not
As
I
a
guess to that
franchise.
capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the announcement of Paramount canceling the Halo series after season 2, which is interesting because I reread the wording of it.
Yeah.
They canceled season 2. They're no longer producing it, but they are selling the rights to it.
Interesting. I don't know who would pick that up because it's. I
can see someone picking up the rights to it and then abandoning it and redoing
It's
it.
going to Quibi.
Yeah.
If HBO picked it up and did their own thing,
Yeah.
Showtime,
Netflix.
anywhere, if you redo it, you're like even if you have like a shoestring budget, you can do better.
Well, that's the thing is like so that's the reason why. And let's see if these will open up on the wrong page. So that's unfortunate for right now. But okay.
You know what I will say? A huge budget of a show. When you were watching it, you're like, yeah, I can see why it's what the budget. Like, it's one of the few shows you're like, yeah, the budget makes sense. Where it's like you see stuff and you're like I always go back to Percy Jackson. How did that Percy Jackson cost so much money? It's just a show about with the close-up shots of a kid's face in like a restaurant. How did it cost so much money? Yeah, literally. I'm going through puberty. My dad's Poseidon.
I want to fight you.
So I don't know. Actually, just before we hopped on, I logged into Halo Infinite. I just wanted to see where that was at.
Yep. So this is one of the crazy things. So like, I would argue that this is one of the first massive game franchises. One of them, and of course, I know there's Pokemon, and I know there's a lot of like Final Fantasy and that sort of thing.
But like a modern franchise.
Yes, a modern franchise. So Halo Combat Evolved, forgot that was the full name, came out in 01.
CE.
Right?
Yeah.
01.
It was a launch launch Xbox game. It was actually originally a Mac game.
Oh, it's crazy. I didn't know that.
They bought it from Mac. Yeah, there was a whole demo for it. It was originally a third-person open world game. So
Bungie referred to the weapons, grenades, and melee format as the golden triangle of Halo.
yeah.
Very interesting. I'm just looking at this page right here now. But no, so 01 Halo comes out. 04 Halo 2 comes out. And then this is when I feel like everything changed with 07, because that's when 3 came out. I feel like 3 kind of... I think
3 was definitely the peak of it, but
yes.
like I bought an Xbox in 2004 for Halo 2.
Yes. I feel like Halo 2 was like... Halo was like, it started. Halo 2 was like, the cult started. That's when the cult started to show up. But Halo 3 is when everything exploded and went kind of off the chains.
Every year Xbox does this like anniversary thing where you sign in. It tells you like your most played game. Excuse me, your most played games, like all this stuff, Halo 2 is still my most played game on that list.
That
it's
is
still like,
awesome.
yeah.
So this is something that I actually did not know. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
2009 to 2015, there was a new Halo game every year.
So Reach
So Wars
was 2010, actually.
Wars and ODST.
Yeah, and then
Reach.
10, and then 11.
So 11 was Halo Combat Evolved Remaster.
Okay, yeah.
Then it was 4 in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Spartan
Master Chief
Assault
Collection?
in 13.
Nope.
Then the Master Chief Collection in 14.
Okay.
And then 15 was Spartan Strike and 5.
Okay, Spartan Strike's the third Halo Wars.
Yep.
Not Halo Wars, Halo, whatever. It's not, it's, again, not top, it's, you could call Halo Wars top-down, but the top-down shooter,
Yes.
like arena shooter.
And then, 5, which 5, I feel like they tried doing everything in their power to make 5 the revival of the franchise. With, what's his face there? God, I was on his side. Locke. Yeah, Spartan Locke. I was on his side. Those trailers that they showed were so... He
wasn't wrong.
He wasn't. That was the worst part about it, is that he technically wasn't wrong. You could see his side.
He wasn't the bad guy.
Yeah.
Technically, Master Chief was breaking military law.
I'm never gonna forget the trailer that they showed where it was like Spartan Locke, and he pulls the pistol out to his side, and he's like, "Look at what you've done. Look at what you." So all because of you. And Master Chief's kind of like sitting there, like all busted up and everything. And Spartan Locke just like walks up to him, and he's like, "No, we're ending this now. Like this ends now." And he shoots him, but like it cuts off screen. When they dropped that trailer, I'm just like, chills first off, and I'm like, I'm on Locke's side.
Yeah,
I'm with Locke.
Also, that actor is great.
Yes. But then we get after that we go 16 with nothing. Then we go Wars 2 Recruit and Fireteam Raven. Fast forward all the way to 2021. It's wild that it was 2021.
ODST?
Nope. 2021 was Infinite.
They re-released ODST in that timeline too.
Okay,
somewhere.
I don't see. I was gonna say it's not showing up on this here, but still crazy that it's been 3 years, almost 3 years fully, because it came out at the end of 2021, right?
So I just logged in. And I was looking at the store, and there was like something in the store. It says I already purchased. And I was just looking at it. Bought it in 21.
That's wild.
Yeah, so 3 years ago I bought. It was cat ears for one of the armors. This is actually one of the big. This is all right. Okay. I've been playing a ton of Destiny.
Yes.
Ton of Destiny.
Another massive franchise.
Same company as the first half of the franchise.
Yep.
Bungie. It's all Bungie.
Yep.
So the issue is like, Bungie 343, who's now the active maker of Halo. Bungie was like, they saw the writing on the walls. They're like, Halo may not be dead, but we're done with it. We have this whole new other franchise. We are like, this is the way games are going, which because their whole thing is when Destiny 1 came out, I want to say in 2011.
I will look while you do
20, because like I think Destiny 1 was 2011, and I think Destiny 2 was 2014. Could be wrong about that.
Let's see here.
Or it's 2014, 2017.
Destiny 1 was 2014.
And then 2017 was Destiny 2.
Maybe I'm not seeing it on my screen here, but I'm going to just say this.
So their whole point for Destiny 1 is like when they came out with it, they're like, this is our game we're backing for 10 years. And this is going to be a 10-year cycle, this, that. And it had a lot of really good things about it, but they just were like, all right, we need to implement a new game, new system. We need to change it up. And then, but their whole thing is they had this open world mechanic. They had team-based combat. They had PvP combat, and then they had PvE, like raid mechanics, raids. I actually did my first raid in like 5 years awesome. On Destiny 2 last night. That's awesome. We got a whole group together. We did a Vault of Glass.
The Vault of Glass.
Very poorly. Which actually was originally a Destiny 1 raid. Now they added it to Destiny 2, I don't know, a year or two ago, 3 years ago. Like, I don't know. So we did that. We played with a random. It was me, my girlfriend, two of my buddies, and then two randoms. And I set it up. this is a whole look inside. When I first started playing Destiny 2, if you wanted to do a raid, you actually had to go on Reddit and find people to play with because there's no matchmaking for raids.
Mm-hmm. You were saying about that.
So now there's a whole new raids. There's a whole new looking for group thing on Destiny where you can like. I made one where I'm like, I'm looking for someone to guide us through a raid. We're all new. Put all these things out there. We're gonna use Discord. Got a guy in. Came in right away. Scottish guy. Walked us right through it. Maybe he's Scottish. We couldn't figure out his accent. Though. So he was awesome. I'm going to send a message here in a bit. Be like, hey, appreciate last night. But we got through it, and but back in the day, we had to find someone and get us through. Regardless, they saw the writing on the wall. They're like, a multiplayer game can't just be a linear 4v4. 8v8. You have to do other things.
Yeah, it can't just
it be a one-trick pony.
Yeah, it can't be just an arena shooter like these days.
Yeah, so they Bungie's the one that came up with the sandbox. I can't remember what it's called.
For what? For Halo?
For Halo.
For the Forge.
The Forge. They came up with the Forge, right? Yeah. So they came up with the Forge. That was a very cool mechanic.
One of the other things that's kind of wild here. I'm looking at it now. So, Destiny was being run, if I'm looking at this correctly, I want to make sure I am. Yeah, so Destiny was being run by Activision from the beginning till 2018. And then in 2019, Bungie took over.
No, so it was Bungie, and then Activision came in, and then Bungie's like, we don't need you anymore.
Okay, because I'm going to say, because on here it just says publishers, and Activision was the first publisher. The developer was Bungie. So that's probably what it was.
They came in and were like, not Destiny 1, they came in with Destiny 2. And they're like, and finally, Bungie's like, fuck you, we don't need you. So that's actually when they went free to play, when they left.
It's funny because it's like, Bungie let go of Halo in 2010.
Yeah. So
it's like Bungie basically had this 4-year window where they kind of did nothing, and then Destiny comes out. Mm-hmm. And it's like, interesting.
It was a big deal when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I'm playing through it again. I keep hopping on and doing stuff every day. There's so much stuff to do. But it's not very new player friendly.
No. And that's the daunting side of Destiny. I feel like Destiny just has so many DLCs, so much this, so much that. That in order for me to get started, it's like where do I get started? But
you have to Destiny, sure, is it free to play? Kind of. Because you could play PvP, but you don't have any of the good. This is one difference between Halo and Destiny. Halo, very, in a way, kind of approachable, because all guns are the same.
Yeah,
you may pick up power weapons, you may pick up different things, but your starting set is the same. You don't modify it.
I was gonna say, I don't even think, do they even have gun wraps or skins or anything like that in Halo?
There's skins. It's all cosmetic.
I was gonna say,
it's all purely cosmetic. So. It's not like Modern Warfare, which is now on Game Pass. I'm downloading it right now.
I love that.
Which is crazy. Dude, it's only 142 gigs.
No, it's only.
Yeah, so everyone's on the same playing field, which is a very good thing, and that's and even playing Infinite now, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But Destiny is a very meta-driven game.
Yes.
Whether it's PvP or PvE, because I have a couple builds. I have a couple builds for PvP, a couple builds for PvE. There's certain game types that are PvPvE, so that's a different build mechanic I have to use too. So there's a lot of that.
Well, that's what we were saying is it's with Halo. Halo is this.
So what
Destiny is this.
Yeah. Yes. So that is a strong point of Halo, but probably its weakest point.
Yes.
Because you hop on and you're just the same every day.
Well, that's the thing.
And
because
they canceled the battle royale,
which
They
Okay, go ahead.
canceled
I'll
the
let you keep.
survival. They canceled all of these things. On release, they didn't have co-op on.
I remember you messaging me that the day that it dropped.
Yeah,
Because
they didn't tell anyone
yep.
until it dropped. So they didn't have co-op,
Because
and
I was
they
gonna say I
released it like
was
a year later in a really poor beta fashion. I think it works now, but when it came out, me and my buddy had like a real hard. We never even finished it because that's how hard of a time we had
yeah.
with it. They are
Because
just
I was downloading it, getting ready to play with Xander,
yeah.
and like I think it was like an hour in us playing. I got a message from you, and you were like, "There's no fucking co-op." I'm sitting there like
Yeah.
I'm sitting there just like I'm playing with Xander right now. Like what do you mean there's no co-op? And then you were like, "No, in the fucking story, there's no co-op." And I was like, "Oh, shit." Well, then that's the thing is that like it. I genuinely wonder. Because and it's a great thing you did start talking about Destiny, because they make like what you said with Destiny 10-year plan. This is what they were gonna do, and you can tell even with their story, even though they may not fully know what they're doing all of the time, like story wise, there's at least a plan, and they put it in and it executes, and it makes sense.
And you can see that plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Halo though, I genuinely wonder with the creators of Halo what the plan story wise was. Was it just 3 games, or was it 5 games,
Well,
or was it?
There's a bunch of novels. I've read at least 10 of them.
Yeah.
The big thing though is like with Infinite, right? Which is I'm gonna keep bringing up Infinite because that's the most current one. There's no DLC.
Correct.
For the campaign, 0 DLC, which like most people aren't releasing single player DLC nowadays. But again, Destiny constantly is. They actually just released their last one. I take it back. But
that's because they're getting ready for Destiny 3. Like
yeah, which getting rid of the classes.
Yeah.
No more classes.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. So no campaign. So like once what you get is what you get. It's very good though. And then online multiplayer, they're giving you like a map a season. So they're giving you like one new map every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Which is not enough, brother. Because they only released the game with like 6 or 7 maps.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was a lot of. That's the thing that was weird with it, is that like it felt like, and like you can even see just from the graphic that we have on the screen, if you can see the graphics. We have a picture from the first Halo game, the Halo show, and then the graphic of from Infinite. And like you can see between the 3 of them that like graphically Infinite looks beautiful.
Yeah, no, and it was.
But
and that's another. People said it wasn't. I'm like, you're lying. You're lying to yourself.
It's the same. It's the same thing when people were complaining about frickin' Senua Saga Hellblade 2. They're like, oh, why is there no combat? Why is it just story driven?
Because that's the game, bro.
It's like, did you not play the first one? Like, and this is the interesting thing, like I said, because I like that's my thing is like because you've read the stories, so you know more of the lore and everything about it than I do. But like, I genuinely wonder because it's like there's a difference between writing a novel and a game, obviously. But like, did they ever expect it to get to this point? Because now the question is this: is that now with Infinite happening, because the way that Infinite feels to me, because I could be wrong here, right? You're gonna have to correct me on this, but Infinite feels like everything's like gone. Master Chief's by himself, like everything's gone.
Well, that's the whole. Every Halo game kind of ends like that.
Yes.
So,
well, like, because in this one, aren't they like talking about the different Spartans that they've killed, and like there aren't any Spartans anymore, like that sort of thing?
Yeah. So, Spartan never dies. Actually, it's the whole lore of it. But that was the whole thing. So, he's a Spartan 2.
Yeah.
Most of the Spartan 2s, I think there were only like 150 of them originally, and then like half of them died. Well, there was augmentation. Yeah. Well, no. Half of them were died or disfigured.
Oh, okay.
And then, but none of them die in combat.
Okay.
So that's the whole thing.
Right.
So, but most of them have died, and there's probably, I want to say like less than 10 left, but don't quote me on that one. That's not a number I know. Because like sometimes you don't hear about them for a while. They think they're gone. They disappear. Like
because like that's one of the things that apparently like in the game, like one of the questions was like, is Locke still alive? And like
Locke was a Spartan 4.
Yeah, and like apparently in the game, like there's like a voice line that one of the grunts say that basically says like the big dude killed Locke. But like you can only get it if you do like if you like get to a certain spot at a certain point, then you can hear the interaction. It's one of those sort of things.
Yeah.
But it's like they basically like so it's canon the Lockstead, you know. But so like because that's my thing is it's like thinking now, right? Because 2021 is 3 years ago. You're either working on pumping out new content, which from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like they're doing. So then the question is are they working on the next one? And if they are working on the next one, where do they go? Because they're not going to drop a Halo game without a story. They're just not going to. But the question is like, because this is my other thing, is like, and this is a genuine, honest question, genuine, honest answer.
Yeah.
Do you think if they dropped Infinite with a Battle Royale, that would have saved Infinite?
I think it would have helped.
I don't think it would have helped. Personally.
Even if they didn't drop it with one, say they brought one on later on. Because like they needed something.
I just like even to this day, like right now, right? Because what are you gonna do? I mean, the only way that I could see them doing it, and I'm gonna word it like this, the only way
they had one in the Master Chief Collection. People loved it.
Yeah. Well, and that was a fan made one, wasn't it? That they then like ripped to fucking.
But people loved it.
Yeah. So this is because of course because I don't know about Warzone. I don't know if there's like a quote unquote story to their BR, but most BRs have an actual story to them, right? Like the Apex Legends is the Apex games. Like it's like it's a televised game and there's gambling on it.
I can tell you where you're going with this. It's all train simulation because that's what they always do with Halo.
Well, I was going to say that training simulation, but instead of it being training simulation, have it be whoever survives becomes a Spartan.
Okay, that's cool. That's like a whole part of there is kind of like a PvE thing in Infinite. There's a story behind it, and it is about the new Spartans training.
That's what I was going to say.
That is the current thing. Like it's run by a girl who was saved by Spartans and then became a Spartan.
So because like I said, I'm big for connecting story to in-game. It's one of the reasons why I like Overwatch, because they don't do a great job with it in Overwatch, but they do enough with it's there, it's in the voice lines, it's in the characters, it's in the interactions, which they've also announced isn't canon. So it's like the lore's there, but it's not fucking there. Apex does a very good job of keeping the story going, even though they put it over 19 different platforms, and you have to try to puzzle piece it together.
Nightmare.
Yeah. So like that was my thing. Is it's like because imagine this.
The lore is always there in Halo.
Imagine if you did.
Yeah.
You do a BR for Halo. All the guns are available. Everything's on the ground. You do like a certain drop thing so you can get the broken shit, right? Only one of them per game sort of thing. Really like make it, it's all training simulator thing like what we just said, where it's like whoever wins, they're the one that goes. But then what you do is you do a leaderboard. If you come in top 3, you get put on the leaderboard. Top 3 is all depending on, like first place is this many points, second place this many, third place this many, right? Everyone gets put on the leaderboard. As soon as you sign into the game, you're on a leaderboard. At the end of the month, and this is where you probably won't be able to do it, but at the end of the month, every 2 months, whatever fucking the cycle you want to do, okay? The top 30, or however many you decide is going to be in solos, right? The top that many, play. Put it on Twitch, put it on YouTube, put it on Kick, put it on TikTok, put it on everything. You play. The time is set up. This is the time. If you don't join the game during that time, you don't get to fucking play. It's that simple. But you play, and at the end of that, you are the Spartan. I
don't think they've done any social media, anything.
I mean, imagine if they did something like that, where it's like you are the Spartan.
They had a huge like MLG Major League Gaming thing. I forget what it's called now. I think it's called Halo. HCS.
Halo.
Pro League. HPL. Something like that. It's some acronym.
Halo Esports. It's like Halo Championship Series, HCS.
Yeah, HCS. That's what it is. That that's actively ongoing. But like, I don't know anyone who watches that. But
yeah, like imagine if they did something like that though, where it's like, because then like every single month now, and then it's one of those things. If you did every month, right? You could tally it up so every month you have those games happen, and when that final game happens that month, you take the tally of the top 3 from that, and you do that throughout the end of the entire year. So then at the end of the year, you have the championship fucking game, where it is the top 3 competitors from every single championship game. You would get
the issues with all this stuff is you need to come out. This needs to be like ingrained into the system when the game comes out. They released like a half-finished game.
Yeah, I know.
And
that's what I'm saying. It's like like this is my brainchild going, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said,
that'd be so cool. Like the finals is kind of doing some stuff like that.
Yeah, the finals is also dying. Apparently. Apparently.
Not dying because it's bad.
Yeah, it's just dying.
People moved on.
It goes back to what you and me said a couple weeks ago and I'm going to stick to it. The state of gaming in 2024 is ADHD. You play a game for like a month and then you stop playing it, and then you come back to it randomly every now and then. You binge a game, you come back to it later. It's that simple. I binged Power World when it first came out. I've played it almost every day this last week on stream. And not even like I'm binge playing it again. I'm playing it for like an hour and I'm like, I'm good.
I am so frustrated with one of my fucking friends right now because he holds our PAL world, and I keep saying, I'm like, can you open up the PAL world so we can get on it? Because I don't want to start a new world. I'm already like level 45 in that world. Can you please just open up the world? He's like, oh, I don't know how to do it. I'm like, just figure it out. Take the 10 minutes. He's like, oh no. And the same thing is like, he's the one who controls the clan in Destiny, because he's the only one that was in a clan when we started back up. And we have a really stupid clan tag. We have we can't do anything. We can't add people. He's the only one, and he plays the least amount because he's really bad hours. I'm like, give us permissions and let us change the clan tag, because our clan tag is like LOWD. And I'm like, what's that? He's like, loud. I don't really remember what it was. I was like, please let us change it. We all hate it. And then he's like, well, I don't know my Steam password. I'm like, bro, just
I'm gonna fight you.
And it's just like this back and forth, and I'm like, just take the 10 minutes to do it. He's like, I don't know how to do it. I'm like, he's the most frustrating. I'm like,
either take the 10 minutes to do it, or we're not fucking playing with you again.
I'm about to make a new clan. I told him, I'm like, I'm making a new clan tomorrow if you don't fix this. Yeah. We're all yelling at him last night about it.
Honestly, if I was you, and I would just start a new Power World one, because there's so much new that they added to it.
Yeah.
That you might as well make a new one, because if you make a new one, you can probably progress and level faster than you currently would right now.
I don't want to put that kind of time back into Power World.
Oh, I know.
I know.
Well, that's what you like. So I changed a bunch of my settings.
Yeah.
Like
I know you can speed it up, and you can.
Well, no. So like, I didn't even change those. I just I don't have raids happen at my base anymore.
Yeah.
I turned that shit off because I was getting tired of it. And it's just like, I just want to fucking play the game, bro. I just want to fly around on my fucking little Pegasus thing and just catch pals and piss off frogs. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I don't think a BR would have saved Halo.
Well, the thing is, Halo
needed
was
something.
always the innovator of something.
Yeah, it needed something.
It needed something.
The problem is, though, is that they instead of needing something, they tried to do the safe move. We're gonna release the game. It's gonna have a story mode, and it's gonna have
a year late. By the way, they delayed it.
And we're gonna have our traditional, the thing that we made great, arena shooter. And it's one of those things where it's like, dude, it's been almost 20 years since the last time you guys were a top dog with arena shooter. That's not where we are these days in the world. If we are, it's COD. If you want to play arena shooter, you go play COD. It's that simple. Like that's it. It's just, that's how it's been for the last time. I mean, how long has that been a thing? Because it's like, I still see people that, it's like they don't, like, they hate COD, they hate this, they hate that. But I keep seeing them get on, and they keep doing the same thing. They keep doing, we're going to play this, we're going to play that, we're going to play this, we're going to do this mode, this mode, this mode, this mode, done. Like you said, they needed to innovate something, and for the company that kind of put first-person shooters kind of on the map.
It's 343, which I guess is an offshoot of Bungie. They were Bungie employees, but it's just so sad. All right, this is not political, but it's like watching Joe Biden fumble on stage, and you're like, dude, someone's got to take him off, and they did. But they're like, someone's got to whether you like him or hate him, you got to be like, bro, someone's got to look out for this human.
That's the thing is that was my thing is it's like, so where do they go? Where does Halo go from here? Because it needs something, but it's the thing is I don't know what it needs. Did you ever finish Infinite?
No. No.
So we can't even tell you guys. This is coming from someone that loves fucking Halo, but because
during COVID, I did legendary co-op on all the games.
Yeah, and because there was no co-op on this, didn't get to fucking do it. So, this my thing is it's story wise, we don't know where it ends. We don't know what happens if they can go forward from it, where they go forward from it. The other thing is
I'm halfway through the game, which is sad. I'd never finished it, but
yeah, I mean, I don't blame you at this point. But it's like I said, it's that thing of where do they go from here? Because, like I said, what are you gonna drop a fucking BR? It's if they're gonna drop a BR, they're going to be competing.
It's too little, too late.
Well, this thing is they have to compete with Fortnite, which is either doing good or struggling. Warzone, which is either doing good or struggling. Well, I mean, every one of these actually, every BR that I can name right now is struggling.
Yeah.
And dropping a Halo one would just add to another struggling thing.
Well, yeah, so that's why I was like, BR, it's got to be something, because you got
hero shooter.
Hero shooter, yeah.
Let me run around as a grunt. Who did it?
Well, look at Star Wars Battlefront 2. Really bad launch. Good game now.
Yeah.
They released a Stormtrooper versus Ewok mode.
Yeah. That was fucking terrifying.
And it's so much fun.
It's terrifying. The thing is the word you're looking for.
Because that would be fun. A grunt or a jackal mode versus Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm looking right now, and it's so Halo Infinite surprisingly has 27,000 viewers on Twitch.
Surprising, yes.
Now.
Well, no.
Now.
Because it's the HCS right now.
It's the HCS right now. So right now, Halo itself has 13K, and Scump has 12.
Okay.
So there's 25K.
So, yeah. I mean, can't imagine how much they're paying him right now.
Yeah, so... But, it's I'm looking at some of these other ones, and it's just to think of, it's League. They're not going to try to compete into League. League and Dota have that whole space fully locked and loaded away. I mean, even...
Smite 3, maybe, when it comes?
Yeah,
Smite 2, Smite 2, sorry.
Smite 2, and that's the third. So it's then it's Fortnite.
And then there's actually another one right now that's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I can't think of the name now, but I have seen it. Because I was going to play it at one point.
I've played it a few times. It's pretty good. It's a third-person
Yeah, it's
one.
like Smite, right? It's like Smite, but not Smite. It's, maybe I'll see it when I scroll down here. Or maybe I won't, because I'm
First Descent.
No, First
The First Descent is a Destiny clone.
Yes, I was playing that for a little bit.
Predecessor.
There we go. Thank you. That is it. Predecessor. But where does that is the question? Is where does Halo go from here? I'm gonna word Legacy even in all realms, because even in the show.
So there's there's a lot of parallels between this and Gears of War, right?
Yes.
Gears of War, less games, but not by much.
Yeah, actually, not by much, really.
We're both pretty excited for 6.
Yes, E-Day.
Actually, yeah, it's not 6; it's a prequel. Yeah.
Because apparently, this is the thing: is that and for everyone out there that doesn't know, the reason why we have to word it like that is because apparently 6 is a game. They're releasing E-Day right now, but they're still working on 6. They started. They were starting to. From what I read, the rumor was that they started working on 6, and they couldn't get a story that they liked figured out. So someone had the idea of what if we went back and did a prequel to the very first, when it first
Emergence Day
first happened.
I mean,
yeah, E-Day
that's
back
cool.
to Emergence, and they were like, "Dope. We're gonna split the team basically. We're gonna have a team work on E-Day. Meanwhile, we're gonna keep working on a potential story
And
for
also,
6.
you can test a new engine doing that too.
Exactly. So like I'm sitting there like that's dope. Plus also a nice little one that I like that they could even do that is a little sprinkle in there if they do E-Day correctly and throw in a name or two in there, and then you don't see them for the entire franchise, and then they show back up for 6.
Very cool.
Kind of a wild little, where the fuck were they this whole time? Well, you see, we traveled to.
It's like a super long Family Guy flashback.
Exactly.
But so like arguably that like you could argue because that Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 were huge, especially with like esports. But now it's like arguably it's dead. I don't care what people say. Some people are still playing it, sure. How many viewers does Gears 5 have right now?
Let's take a look here.
Because I'm going to be over 5,000. I'm going to be amazed. I'd say
not even over 200.
How much?
Not even over 200.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say 1,000, but I was like, that's mean. I say 5,000. But yeah.
So right now, as of right this second, so this is Sunday at 12:50. So like people should be playing games if they're playing games.
Middle of the day, weekend.
Gears of War 3, 11 viewers. Gears of War 2. Gears of War 4, 6. Gears of War Ultimate Edition, 23. Gears of War 2, 5. Gears of War 5. That's the other thing. Gears 5. Hated that they got rid of Gears of War. Gears 5, 158.
Yeah, so, it's crazy. As much as we are excited for it, it is kind of like, it doesn't mean anything. I'm afraid it might not mean anything.
Well, and it's the same thing with games these days. Kind of like what we talked about with, some of the other stuff, but then also what I mentioned a little bit with Hellblade 2, what I mentioned with college football. In today's day, it's very big creator popular these days to just shit on a game as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
Completely ignore everything positive about it and just absolutely shit on it. Or just immediately just start sucking, even if it's terrible.
Yeah.
So, because it's
funny.
like, yeah, exactly. Well, it's like, because one of the ones that I saw was that it was funny seeing people say, it's bad to compare Marvel Rivals to Overwatch and just say that it's a clone. And, at least give it a chance. It's going to do better than Overwatch because it's Marvel. It's got the back of all of this shit. Where they have that side. But then these same people that are saying that are also saying, why would you want to play Assassin's Creed Shadows? We have Ghost of Tsushima. It's the exact same thing. Just play Ghost of Tsushima instead. You don't need to play this new game.
They're nothing alike.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's such a popular creator thing these days to just either shit on or just like there's no just kind of like I like this game. It's either you have to fucking love it or you have to shit on it publicly. That's it. And it's fucking weird. So like I genuinely hope that Gears is good. I'm excited for the story more than anything. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think anyone's going to be upset with the story. I think the story is going to do well. People who play it, but the longevity multiplayer, that's the part I'm worried about. Yeah,
I'm excited to see. And it might be the first time I've ever said this. I'm excited to see Nick Merckx and Ninja playing Gears multiplayer because those two that was their thing back in the day. And like I've watched Nick Merckx on and off as years have gone on.
I saw this thing with the first Gears of War like championship. Mm-hmm. Nick Merckx was in it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like I've watched him on and off since I found out about him through Tim the Tap Man. And it's one of those things. It's like I've heard him talk about how like he was one of the dudes when it first came out. So like I would love to see these OGs now when Gears E-Day comes out if they pump that bitch up. But yet again, like I said, there is that side of
they might not be good at the meta bounce mechanics, but it's whatever.
Yeah,
it's a lot. I don't know.
This
is a real old head podcast right now because I'm like. We're like these games are dying. I want my games back.
And that's the wild thing is it's like college football was gone for 11 years. We finally get it back, and just everyone has just bitched and complained because like it doesn't have a single feature that the old game has. It's like can't you just shut the fuck up and enjoy the game?
You know what? I actually haven't seen any negatives for it. I know it's like a bunch of different things. I've seen just people hyped on it.
Yeah, there's people that, and it's the usual thing. It's just complaining about little nitty things, but then they make it so egregious and rage baity that then, like, for someone that is just genuinely enjoying the game, it's like, if you just shut the fuck up. How about that?
Yeah,
you know, but like, yeah, so like, ideally, okay. So that's how about this. This is how we start to wrap this up. Okay.
Yeah.
This is, of course, as always here on the effing title, we have it set like this is what we're going to talk about, and then we spread it out. But we always.
This is the ADH title.
Yes.
ADHD.
It might fucking well be at this point. So okay. So if you are tomorrow, if you are
sorry, you can't talk about all these games. But Halo with not talking about all these games. I'm sorry. Anyways,
if you are given the keys to the castle, keys to the kingdom. Halo.
Yeah.
Go. What do you do?
I would do an origin game of the Master Chief.
Oh, okay. So kind of
what you were talking about with, like, you know, how a Spartan become a Spartan. I would do the original. John, Master Chief.
Yeah.
His first mission. So the Spartans were originally created. So there was basically the UNSC is a big fascist government in the universe.
Okay.
And so the Oni, which is like the spooks, the CIA of this fascist government, they created like their own militia of children. They were children. They were kidnapped children, super soldiers, and they created them to kill anyone that tried to oppress, like to be outspoken against the fascist government.
Oh,
so they were created to kill terrorists. Yeah, so. And then, he went on one mission to kill terrorists. They did, and then the Covenant showed up.
Okay.
So it would be very cool to be, and so like early on, they had like the power armor that they have, but they didn't have shields.
Okay.
So it'd be very cool to be like, you know, you're starting to go through boot camp, you're starting to do missions, and then the Covenant come. It's this whole hardcore build up to like becoming the Chief.
Okay.
That's the game I would do.
Okay. Now is that
because
go ahead, sorry to cut you off. Sorry.
No, just because, I mean, by the time Halo 1 happens, he's like 40 years old.
Yes, there's a lot of time that you can.
And he was like kidnapped as like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old, even like an 8-year-old.
Oh damn.
You kidnapped as a child.
Child.
So like he has all this time where he was like a soldier. A super soldier still, but still like, so that would be like a really, that's what I would like, because I think that could revamp the series and you can do something different with it.
Okay.
Because even like they did that with like ODST. ODST might be my favorite game.
Yeah.
Just, it's quick. You can beat it under 4 hours on Legendary. I beat it under 3 hours. Getting all the collectibles.
I was gonna say I like how you're like on Legendary. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like, yeah, on Rookie.
No, it's not a very approachable game, but you're not a super soldier. You're an everyman.
Oh, okay.
So, I think that's where I would go with it.
Okay. All right.
What would you do?
See, I like the idea because it's the same thing that we were saying with Gears. I like the idea of going back to the beginning because a lot of these games we don't go to the beginning. We're told about the beginning, and then like a certain thing has happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that idea. So I kind of want to.
True beginning, no flashbacks. Like this is a true beginning game.
I like the idea of it because the way that I see it working in my head would be you do the mission you're talking about, and this side of the game starts. Kind of like a stealth mission. You go do your mission. You got to kill the dude. Boom, you do that. And then it does that happens. You go back, and as you're going back, that's when the Covenant hit. And then that's when the title screen shows up. That's when the story starts.
And then
that's
you could also incorporate the Reach Fallen, right? Yep. That was a big part of it. You can incorporate that in there. You can even like lead up to like the start of Halo 1, or you could start Halo 2. Like you could do everything up until the start of Halo 1.
So
he wasn't at Reach, so you can include all that. So you don't have to go to Reach. You don't have to do all that. but you can have it be from Covenant attacking to Reach, or you could do like a whole trilogy from the start to Halo 1.
So I have
The
an idea.
prequels, as we call them.
Yeah, I have an idea that
Yeah.
wouldn't work, but
All
I
right.
like it. So you do this game, okay? Let's say you do this game in 30. Just throw it out there. 2030. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yep.
This is the prequels. You do the game. Boom. In 2031, you release the first season of the show. And the first season of the show takes place immediately after the first game. Then in either 32 or 33, you do either another series of the show or you do kind of like a stylized version. This is like either the same story or a different story, because I'm thinking stylized is in like the Apex cinematics or the Overwatch cinematics or like the Arcane show. Like something that's a different style. So you can do a little bit more with it. It's not live action.
Did you ever see Halo Legends?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But like something like that. So you can do a little bit more, right? There's a little bit more flexibility there. And then a year after that, then you release the next game.
Well, I guess.
So you you build because it is a lot of these things. It's like gaming is starting to become such just a basic thing where like Arcane was a massive hit, and I know tons of people that love that show and have never played a lick of fucking League of Legends. There's same thing with the boys, never had no fucking clue what the boys even were beforehand. So I like the idea, and like this is the thing I said, like I don't think you would be able to do it, but I like the idea of doing the game that then goes into the show, which then goes into a show, which then goes into the next game. Because then if you do it especially like that, you can really separate everything. So they're
CW guy.
Yeah, well, like they're all being worked on at the same time. Because think about it, right? You make the game drops now while the first season of the show is being filmed. Also, that animated version is being filmed. The show comes out. Now you still have that year where that's being shot. The film, so it's like each one of them gets that amount of time and gets a good amount of time where they can work on it. And it gives you multiple different mediums to work in. It allows you to do different shit because, as we all know, there's shit you can do in animation that you can't do in live action. And I just think that it would be a wild trip to see as well. Because, like, you could get to a point where, like what you said, where, like, before Infinite came out, you went through and did all the things on Legendary. Imagine before 2 comes out, you go back through and play Halo, watch the first season, and then watch the animated season. Boom, Halo 2. Or whatever, prequel 2. Then you start to play that. It would allow for that sort of structure as well, where, like, every single year, because then also you don't have game companies, like, stressing. If you're like, look, first one comes out in 30, the next one's 36, you got 6 years, go.
It'd be very cool. It's a lot.
It would be.
It's a big commitment.
It would be a big commitment, and it would be a big, like, this is the story. It's like, well, we want to do this. No. That's not the story. This is the story. This part of the story is being told here. This part of the story is being told here.
There's so many fucking people that are like, want control over something. Like,
exactly.
That's like the whole TV show is like, we made this, we have this thing. We don't care what you did before. We're doing our own thing. Which I think the one thing the show did nail is the aesthetics of the universe. Like, they nailed the armor, they nailed the vehicles, the weapons, everything.
I'll even say that even like when you could tell they were doing a combat thing, because you could tell for the episodes before that there was like no CGI, and then the episode for that they did all the action. Those scenes were cool, especially when they went first person and like the movements. A lot of it felt cool. There were some things that like it didn't, like it's like, oh cool, he just got hit by a gravity hammer and didn't move. Like that sort of shit. It's like okay, like. But like overall though, I think there was a lot of good things they did. But I think that the balls to be like, we're taking this, but we're going to use properties of it, but it's going to be our story. The balls to do that and then just completely fumble the bag.
And then Pedro Schreiber.
Yeah.
Pablo Schreiber. Pablo. It's not Pedro. Ugh. Pablo could be like, you're stupid if you don't like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's
I don't know. I think Halo might be dead. That's my.
As your final take.
Halo might be dead. And it's upsetting.
I hate to say it, but you might be right, bro.
Look, probably can't see it. I got a Halo helmet.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
Halo 3. I got a little Funko right next to him.
Yeah.
I love Halo. Halo might be dead.
I mean, it's. It might be. But the question is, though, what do you guys think? Do you guys like the Halo?
Yeah, Halo dead. That's what they're gonna say. They go, "Oh, Halo's dead."
Halo dead.
Fuck yeah.
Do you like Halo? Do you not like Halo? What's your favorite franchise moment or moment in general? Do you guys agree with us? Do you not agree with us? What do you think they should do?
I liked it when Master Chief had sex with Cortana.
Yes. But let us know what you guys think, right? Down in the comments down below. As always, depending on where you are, I'm one of that TV night. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.